In the headlines, People's Democratic Party Board of Trustee Chairman resigns as Wabara takes over.
I decided me, Senator Walid Brim, I'm stepping down as the chairman of PDP Police.
Military arrest Boko Haram informant in Abuja. Petroleum and Natural Gas Senior Staff Association of Nigeria begin nationwide protest over crude oil theft. Away from Nigeria, the Gambia launches probe into child deaths linked to paracetamol syrup. Hello and welcome to the news update on Trust Television. I am Ayuba Ile. Thank you for joining. And now the details. Chairman of the Board of Trustee of the major opposition People's Democratic Party PDP, Senator Walid Jibrin, resigns to pave way for the resolution of lingering crisis threatening to tear the party apart. The resignation of the BOT chairman was on the sidelines of the National Executive Committee, NEC, of the party to consider the voluntary resignation of the chairman and other key issues amidst deepening divisions among party organs. There has been sustained push by the Wike camp for the resignation of current national chairman of the party, Yocha Ayu, as one of the preconditions for the resolution of the impasse within the party.
And that's why yesterday I decided me, Senator Walid Brim, I'm stepping down as the chairman of BOT Police. I'm stepping down to make things easier for all of us. And I discussed with the candidate. The candidate agreed with me. He even
Meanwhile, former Senate President Adolphus Wabara is named as the acting BOT chairman. The presidential candidate of the All Progressives Congress, Bola Tinubu, on Wednesday met with the members of the National Working Committee of the party at its national headquarters in Abuja. Among those who accompanied Tinubu to the meeting were his running mate Kashim Shettima, the Director General of the APC Presidential Campaign Council, Governor Simon Lalong of Plateau State, and the Speaker of the House of Representatives, Femi Gbajabiamila, among others. This is the first visit by Tinubu to the party's headquarters since his emergence as the presidential candidate of the party in June. Speaking to journalists after the meeting, Tinubu said his campaign team will release the manifesto of the campaign, stressing on the need for Nigerians to be committed to democracy despite the challenges with the system. According to the INEC timetable and activities, all political parties will commence campaigns on the 28th of September. Federal High Court judge in Lafia, Nasarawa State Justice Nehizena Afolabi has reserved judgment on a case filed by Labaran Magaji challenging the declaration of Shehu Tukuru as winner of the Nasarawa West senatorial primary election under the APC. The APC senatorial aspirant took the party and the winner to court for alleged irregularities during the primaries. Abubakar Abdullahi reports.
The suffering witness has denied signing and all what we have said. So the court is reserved to rule on what has happened.
The signature and the dates and the names bear Omale Samuel. So they now brought Omale Samuel to come and say he's not the maker of, oh no, he's not the one that certified the document. We asked him, he said he's not the maker. Maker of document means somebody who was there when the primary election was conducted, who, you know, who recorded everything. He was not there.
And it is on this basis that I keep telling the people of Nasarawa State that we should always keep hope alive.
And on to security matters. Tactical surveillance troops of the Nigerian military have arrested a Boko Haram informant Mahmouda Usman, popularly known as Bado, in Asokoro, one of the eyebrow areas in the Federal Capital Territory, Abuja. The informant, according to the military high command, runs an errand for a suspected high-profile Boko Haram terrorist commander in Kaduna, who is on the tracking list of the security agencies. The Director, Defense Media Operations, Musa Damadami, who disclosed this to journalists at a press briefing, also said that the military will not relent in rooting out all the collaborators of the terrorists across the nooks and crannies of the country. The disclosure is coming less than 48 hours. The Department of State Services arrested a Kaduna-based Desert Herald publisher, Tukur Mamu, over alleged 2 billion naira ransom racketeering. The Nigeria police have paraded 20 suspected criminals in Gombe State over alleged involvement in various offenses. Parading the suspects, Police Public Relations Officer in the state, ASP Mahid Muazu, said that the suspects are being accused of kidnapping, rape, criminal conspiracy and possession of counterfeit dollar notes, as well as criminal conspiracy and culpable homicide. Ibrahim Ismail has more.
These are the suspects allegedly involved in various crimes in Gombe State. Among them is a 55-year-old suspect alleged to have raped a 6-year-old girl in Gombe metropolis. In the same vein, a young man in his 20s is also suspected of raping a 16-year-old girl.
Gaskiya ga yanda ta fito aka ce na fiyaɗin to gaskiya abun da zan faɗa shine yanda ake zargiya da shi.
It is true, I confessed to the crime. I raped the girl, but I am not happy. I am pleading for mercy. The command asked citizens in Gombe to strengthen ties with the police and share intelligence to rid the state of criminal activities.
At about 8:30 p.m., a formal complaint was received from Abigail Yunusa, M of Tarmana Ward, via Kaltungo local government, that on the same date at about 8 p.m., one Ruben Azaria, M of the same address, took her daughter, aged 16 years, of the same address and forcefully had carnal knowledge with her on top of a grave inside their compound at the above-mentioned address. On receipt of the complaint, police operatives from Kaltungo Division swung into action and arrested the said Ruben Azaria. Victim and suspects were taken to General Hospital Kaltungo for medical examination. Case under investigation, after which he will be brought to justice.
The police said all suspects will be charged to court as soon as investigations are concluded. From Gombe, Ibrahim Ismail reporting for Trust TV.
The Oyo State Police Command has arrested a 36-year-old man for allegedly killing a taxi driver and snatching his car. Police Public Relations Officer in the state, Yemisi Opalola, said that the suspect hired the driver from Benin, Edo State. The PPRO said that the suspect injected the driver with a substance suspected to have killed him. Police said that the suspect dumped the corpse of the driver in the bush and fled with his car to Oyo State, where he was apprehended. The suspect, who claimed to be a medical doctor in Kwara State, declined comment as he insisted that it is a Edo State case and requested that he should be transferred to Edo State Police Command.
Called himself a doctor that went from Kwara State to Edo State Command and hired a man as a taxi man, and as he was carrying him about, he killed the man at last, and which he confessed to, and dropped him the corpse inside the bush in Edo State, and thereby the people in Edo State, the policemen, told us about it in Oyo State Command, and were able to apprehend him here. And after, you will see even the Camry that he stole, that he took from the man, we were able to recover the Camry, the Toyota Camry, and himself was apprehended.
The federal government says it has concluded the construction of 1,000 housing units as part of the federal government's resettlement efforts for millions of inhabitants displaced by the 13-year-old insurgency in Nigeria's northeast. The Managing Director, Northeast Development Commission, Muhammad Al-Kali, revealed this to State House correspondents at the 50th session of the State House briefing organized by the Presidential Communications team at the Aso Rock Villa, Abuja on Thursday. According to him, the 1,000 houses were built in Ngwam, Borno, with plans to build 500 housing units in 5 other affected states, each costing 17.5 billion naira. The mass housing project includes 2-bedroom flats built in clusters. The housing units have been handed over to the Borno State government, who distributed it to various households. Dedication, patience, and passion are recipes for long service in any organization. The Daily Trust Long Service Awards were held in honor of members of staff who have worked in the company for 10 years and above, amongst other awards. Chiamaka Nwafo was there and now reports.
Staff from the different platforms of the Media Trust Group were at the event held on Wednesday at the Media Trust headquarters. Members of staff from other state offices also joined virtually for the 12th edition of the awards. So what is the philosophy behind the awards?
We're actually recognizing those staff that have put in so many years of service within our company. And you can imagine we have, staff that have spent 20 years in this company, almost as old as the company.
Members of top management are convinced that the company's core values are a key factor that has kept people in the company for so long.
But one thing I know, I believe the reason why people stay is because of our core values. One of our core values is integrity and honesty.
Yes, from what I can read, this is the 12th edition. But I had the privilege of attending at least 4 editions. And on a yearly basis, I've been noticing some kind of improvement. Last year, we held it here. It was marvelous, especially the food. And I believe maybe this year is going to be an improvement.
Awardees are the synergia of eyes at this event and are obviously happy. And answering the question hanging in the air, they say patience and passion kept them at the company all these years.
Well, I think because I have passion to the job, because since I was in primary 3, I have passion in journalism. So when I joined the company, I have gotten what I wanted. So that is why I stayed. Well, I always advise the younger generation to always be patient in whatever they are doing.
I love the work. I don't like that. I love the work and I love challenges, anything. I also thank God for my understanding family that understood the terrain of the work and they have kept faith with me throughout.
Trust TV's Gaza Yakubu was one of the awardees of the night, winning the Chairman's Excellence Award.
He is a multi-oriented, a multi-talented person. He's a one-man team and he's a cameraman, a video editor, a graphics editor, a producer, a reporter, an actor.
I feel so good. I feel so happy because I didn't imagine that, everything they said, at the point that I was receiving the award was going to be said about me. I was thinking I would probably recognize, within just 1 or 2 words, but a lot of qualifications just for me. It is so amazing.
The Excellence and Integrity awardees won't just be leaving with a plaque and certificate, as there is a cash prize and promotion attached to it. Chiamaka Nwafo, Trust TV News, Abuja.
Hard work pays indeed. Well, coming up shortly on the news update. How young mother gives birth during storm. Details of this and more after the break. Welcome back. You're watching the news update on Trust Television. Here's a reminder of our top stories. People's Democratic Party Board of Trustee Chairman resigns as Wabara takes over. Military arrest Boko Haram informant in Abuja. Elsewhere, the Bauchi State Emergency Management Agency has confirmed the death of 10 people as a result of flood which destroyed several houses and farmlands across the state. Adams Nayola, Director, Planning, Research and Statistics in the agency, confirmed the figure in an interview on Wednesday in Abuja. He said that the situation had forced many residents to take refuge in other places. The director, however, said that the agency was still gathering data on farmlands and houses destroyed across the state. He said that the flood cut off some communities in Jama'ari and Misau local government areas, adding that the latest incident was recorded in Zaki local government area. He said that the agency was doing everything possible to provide relief materials to affected people, even as the assessment of the situation continues. Now, startup businesses and micro business owners in Makurdi, the Benue state capital, are calling on the state government to check the excesses of the revenue regime in the state. They decried that these taxes are a major impediment to the growth of their businesses. The report.
With an increase in the rise of graduates on the streets and with current economic challenges, the number of business owners in Benue has jumped up. With the skyrocketing cost of materials, this service provider said one of the major problems they face is multi-taxation.
You know, for a small business that is just maybe starting, or a business that has gone up but still trying to stand fame, it's not helping, because at the end of the month you see that the money you're supposed to get as a business owner, you will not be having that money because BIRS and other taxes come.
So the tax is higher than what we expect. Like normally we should be paying like minimum of 1 tax or 2, 3 like that, but we have paid up to like 5 tax here or 15 like this year only. So the tax is not helping the business.
With families to feed and apprentices to settle, they are not finding it quite easy with a tax regime which is not in the best interest of young entrepreneurs.
My own emotion and opinion, I'm not in support of those little business people who doesn't earn something a year, like 100, forcing them to pay tax. I'm not in support of it. Trying to grow and try to train others, workers under me, to settle them, I face a lot of challenges.
Some of the business owners are sure that most of the taxes are not government approved and call for checks in that direction by the authorities.
No, most of them are not government staff. They are just outsiders that come to, like, they will just print out receipts, stamp all those they are right up, telling you that this one is tax for BRS.
The government should at least try and resolve or try and restrict how the taxes, or try and even reduce the tax collection for small businesses.
Over the years, startup businesses have crumbled due to multiple taxes. They say government has the political power to help entrepreneurs grow through tax waivers and financial incentives.
Now, displaced residents of Karanaya village in Jigawa State are seeking help as heavy and non-stop downpour destroyed hundreds of houses. The flood, which is said to have submerged half of the village and destroyed farmlands, is making life unbearable. Trust TV's Salim Umar Ibrahim reports on how a young mother gave birth under such terrible condition.
This is Rukaya Sani, a young mother who gave birth in a terrible condition during the flood. Sitting in a rickety section of an uncompleted building with no windows, she wondered where to go with her 2-year-old child and her newborn. She stared aimlessly. Rukaya put to bed at midnight in an unforeseen circumstance that nearly saw the end of her life. She survived giving birth at a time when the only community primary healthcare facility at Karnai village was submerged in water with no access to medical care. However, a local community birth attendant assisted the young mother who successfully put to bed. She described the experience as the most horrific she had seen in her life.
I am Zuera Adamu from Karnata village. I have never been devastated like this in my life before. A young pregnant lady delivered of her baby, but common razor was not available. You all witnessed this. The flood has taken our homes. We need urgent assistance.
Karnaya is a village just a couple of kilometers away from Dutse, Jigawa state capital. The rain, which started in the evening on Saturday, 27th August, kept the entire village awake up till Sunday evening, where the villagers were pushed out of their homes and seek refuge at the village school buildings and some uncomputed buildings by the roadside. Some of the victims share their experiences.
My name is Hawa Umar from Karnaya village. We are in this unpleasant situation because of flood. We need assistance as our valuables and other belongings have been destroyed by water.
While the displaced are helpless, they said they do not know how to begin rebuilding their lives and settlements. They, however, appreciated the effort of philanthropists, politicians, and the State Emergency Management Agency for their assistance and support.
We lack accommodation. We find families and in-laws squatting in classrooms. No accommodation, some scattered across the villages.
For this young mother and her two children who may not even know the situation they are in, rebuilding their lives may be difficult, but Rukaya said she will take each day as it comes. Salim Umar Ibrahim, Trust TV.
Now, members of the Petroleum and Natural Gas Senior Staff Association of Nigeria on Thursday commenced a nationwide protest over crude oil theft. The oil workers carried banners with inscriptions such as "Chasing oil thieves" and "Vandals out of business and oil theft is illegal." Speaking at the march that started from the Unity Fountain in Abuja on Thursday morning, Pengassan President Festus Osifo said that President Muhammadu Buhari should give a marching order to heads of security agencies tasked with the security of oil pipelines in Niger Delta to clamp down on oil thieves. Osifo, who threatened that oil workers would withdraw their services should the government fail to take decisive action against oil thieves, said that the increasing oil theft is forcing its members to lose jobs in Nigeria's oil servicing industry. Now, away from Nigeria, at least 28 children are reported to have died from kidney failure linked to a paracetamol syrup in the Gambia. The Gambia's Director of Health Services, Mustafa Bitai, said that authorities are launching a probe into the deaths recorded in the last 3 months. Bitai added that coli bacteria was also a possibility as heavy rains have caused flooding in the Gambia and across much of West Africa in recent weeks. The unpaved streets of the capital, Banjul, and surrounding towns have been overwhelmed. Health workers say that the use of open pit latrines and open drinking wells in urban centers can lead to the contamination of drinking water and contribute to a spread in waterborne illnesses like E. coli. And in sports news, Graham Potter was on Thursday appointed as Chelsea's new manager after leaving Brighton to replace the sacked Thomas Tuchel at Stamford Bridge. Potter has agreed a 5-year contract to take charge of the Premier League club, who praised his progressive football and innovative coaching. The 47-year-old, who earned widespread admiration for his work at Brighton, led the club to a 9th place finish last season and took them up to 4th in the table this term. Porter's first game as Chelsea boss will be a derby at West London neighbours Fulham on Saturday. Chelsea chairman Todd Boehly, who asked Tuchel just 7 games into the new season, believes that Porter will fit perfectly with his vision for the future of Stamford Bridge. And with that, we wrap up the news update on Trust Television. Watch more via all our social media platforms and also watch us live on YouTube. I am Ayuba Ile. Thank you for watching. Bye for now.